Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan and thanks for joining us for our Wednesday update for March the 8th as autumn's weather pattern moves into New Zealand and in fact some parts of Australia, these parts in particular. So in comes this change. We've got high pressure to the north. There has not been high pressure up there for quite a while. That's encouraging a warm subtropical nor'wester, and behind it, thanks to the storm in the Southern Ocean, a cooler airflow is going to mix in with it. Perfect recipe for thunderstorms, which we'll talk about in a brief moment. But further to the west, there is the next high, and there's another one after that. And they're all streaming in following this one here, coming in more towards northern areas. So that's very good for the areas that have been hit by flooding over the last 2 months. In the north of the country, it is a lot more settled. The only other area of low pressure, this one's stuck on the very western side of Queensland, bringing in rain to the north and the very west there. But the tropics not too active, this high pressure zone pushing into them. But we are still expecting at Weather Watch another tropical cyclone to form over the next week or two. Not totally locked in about exactly where it will be, but somewhere we think in this zone to the north of New Zealand. No risk to land at this stage, just more of an observation on the long range maps. Let's have a look now at the situation this morning when we recorded this video and look at this coming through. These are the thunderstorms out at sea lining up for the west coast. So watch out for them coming through. They're going to be a bit rough for the next day or two on the west coast. Elsewhere, it'll take another day or so to move up the country. So let me explain that to you. Here we are for Thursday. High number 1 to our north, high number 2 moving in to Adelaide. Between the two, windy westerlies of autumn are blowing through. They'll be blustery in some parts of the country. Rain with thunderstorms here, and maybe 1 or 2 thunderstorms might pass over the ranges and into eastern areas. It's not totally locked in, but it's certainly possible. On Friday, that front moves into the North Island. Now, it's coming in from the southwest. So if you're over in Hawke's Bay and you're seeing the rain icon or even the thunderstorm icon, just know that the rainfall totals shouldn't be too bad for the most part because it's coming in from the other side of the hills. But that means that the ranges might still get a big downpour as this, you can see a sort of a green blob there in the middle. As that front moves through on Friday, there'll be isolated thunderstorms and heavy downpours. And then amongst that throughout that front, there'll also be patchy light rain and showers. So yes, a couple of thunderstorms in there, otherwise not a huge amount of rain. So hit and miss really. You might see the thunderstorm icon, but you may not get a thunderstorm from it. Now this weekend, that goes out to sea, a bit of a southeasterly, couple of showers, nothing much at all. In comes the next high, which means the weather is starting to settle back down again. By Sunday, that next high, which we called high number 2, is now moving to the north of New Zealand, bringing more settled weather. And here is high number 3 on its way. So a good series of high pressure coming through, pushing a bit of rain in between the two for dry parts of coastal Queensland around Brisbane. And for the South Island, here comes your next cooler change, which arrives on Monday of next week. So a bit of a southerly, a few showers. It's not enough to reverse your drought, but it's helpful to be getting it. And another sort of burst of southerlies and westerlies on this side moving up the country ahead of this next high. So a little bit unsettled. It's not stormy next week, but it just shows you that we're in that unsettled autumn change. And as I say, the tropics are looking active. For those who watch Climate Watch, it was showing a risk of rain more than average for the north of the North Island. And I said it's more than likely it's seeing another tropical storm and it's trying to work out exactly where it's going to go. So it's not locked in, and I'm not trying to sort of worry anybody. I'm just sort of saying on those long range maps, we are seeing a chance of a cyclone further out to sea maybe later in the month. But for now, the best thing for New Zealand, at least for those who don't want the rain, are these big highs coming in from Australia, at least 3 of them coming through over the next week. That is all from me. We will see you again tomorrow with our next update. We'll catch you then.